All right, here with another episode of I-64 Sports Podcast. Got a special guest for you guys today. My man, one of my guys, Coach Mychael Green from the Hampton Roads Warriors.
Yes.
Thanks for joining me, Coach Green.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, man. Really do.
All right, for people that don't know about the Hampton Roads Warriors, just kind of tell us about your program and what you guys do.
Hampton Roads Warriors is a semi-professional basketball team here at Hampton Roads. We're initially based out of Chesapeake. Okay. Our home venue is Granby High School. It's been around for about 3 years now. This is our third year coming up. I was not involved the first year.
Okay.
I came on in the second year as an assistant coach. Mr. Demetrius Page, our CEO, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, look, I heard you can coach.
Okay.
I want you to be my assistant coach." And we've been rocking out since. But I tell everybody this is an outlet for people who may still want to have like that dream of playing overseas or that dream of playing in the NBDL or in Canada or anywhere where there's a professional opportunity.
Right.
This is where we can start at for Hampton Roads. Like,
Gotcha.
this is something that a lot of people don't know about.
Okay.
We got kids going from one place to the next state and just wasting money when you home. We can get you shipped out from here, get your passport, and just you'll be on your way as long as you put in the work.
Is there a minimum age?
We prefer college athletes or anybody that's played professional that's trying to just get back out there.
Okay.
But that's something that me and the head coach and the general manager George McLeod has been talking about. Is like, getting the younger guys who may not be suited for college, or may not have the money for college, or may not have that college exposure to come on board with us to possibly get them tape and film to show that they still playing after high school.
So our current college players or current college students, are they allowed to play semi-pro?
They are allowed because we don't pay them. We don't pay at all. This is a league where no one gets paid. It's just for exposure purposes only.
Okay.
So you might have that one bench player, let's say Virginia Wesleyan, who may not be sure about their career and they want to come get a feel for what it feels like to play in professional league.
Okay.
We come here after the season is over. Our season starts in March. They come after their season is over, and then they jump right in, and we try to get them as much exposure as possible.
Okay. So when do you guys begin the process of looking for players?
This year we started in October. Our trials were in October. Pretty good process, man. We had a good turnout. A lot of guys. We had guys coming from as far as Fayetteville all the way up on to like Pennsylvania, trying to come down here to play on our team. And I think we have a pretty structured team, and I think that's why everybody is kind of attracted to it.
Who are some of the guys that? Who are some of the players you think will play significant roles this year?
This year you can expect VMI graduate Julian Ellaby is a heck of a shooter. He put up 43 points against Western Carolina his sophomore year, I believe.
Nice.
We have Gerard Williams from the University of Detroit Mercy.
Okay.
And also we have Caleb Henderson from Mount Olive College.
Right.
He's a heck of a player. Played at Deep Creek High School.
Right.
We also have Tremel McCrimmon. He's from Fuquay, North Carolina.
Okay.
He played at Edward Waters College down in Florida.
Nice.
Pretty big guy. He's about 6'8", 6'9",
Okay.
Pretty good in the paint. And hometown zone, Shaim Drawn, Mr. Six, played at Moore.
Right.
Played at Moore High School.
Shaim was a good one at Moore.
Yes, sir. He's gonna bring a great defensive presence for us, man. Losing Deshaun Green, Mr. Wild Thing from IC Norcom, that also played at Mount Olive.
Where's Deshaun at now?
He's up in DC. He's playing with a farm team for the Wizards.
Nice. That's nice. Nice.
Yeah, he averaged 40-something points for us last year.
Okay.
And he almost averaged a double-double. I think his rebounds were at like 9.6. But he did a heck of a job mid-range, clean up points. Anything we needed, he gave it to us. And we're just trying to, replace that with guys that we know are going to put their best foot forward.
Gotcha. What conference are you guys playing?
We're in the ECBL. We're the Northwest Division of the ECBL.
Okay. So
Northern Conference is somewhat tough. But the Southern Conference of the ECBL is where we're trying to get to, because that's a lot of good competition. You got teams like the Primetime Players who play in the TBT every year, and they got to the Scarlet Red and they lost. And that was pretty far. I think that's like one of the furthest they've gotten. But they get players from Wingate, High Point, you name it.
Right.
Any college down there, they're getting them from guys from overseas. They love to go to Primetime.
Okay.
So we're just trying to bring that feel up here. You understand what I'm saying?
What's been the biggest challenge as far as recruiting players?
Recruiting players is just trying to figure out who's doing what. kind of like how you do, just finding out where players are, who are they, what are they into, what are they trying to do. Like I've reached as far as Randolph-Macon, all the way down to Johnson C. Smith, trying to find players. Virginia Union, and it's just a lot of the times like they're like, hey, well, what is this?
Okay.
What's going on? Do I get paid? Some of the questions that I'm always asked, and as a head scout and recruiter for the Hampton Roads Warriors myself, I just got to keep it real with them. Like, hey, look, we're not paying, but hey. You make sure you have film at the end of this year.
Right.
We make sure that you have some overseas contact, if not one, some.
Right.
Also, just the field of what professional league feels like. We play on a 24-second shot clock. Mm-hmm. There is a charge circle that's enforced, and the rules are similar and they mirror the NBA's.
Right. Just coaching. What is the challenge as a coach when you're coaching men that might be your age, a little bit older than you? What's the biggest challenge as a coach?
The biggest challenge is to when you're being asked questions, it's more so of them not knowing where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. I get challenged a lot on when I draw plays, and the reason being is because what they may be used to, they haven't seen yet, especially the guys that's never played on a professional level. Mm-hmm. When you give them a certain offense to run, they say, well, why this? Well, when I was here, I did it this way. And I'm like, nah, in a pro set, you got to keep moving.
Right.
That's something that I teach is if you can't get a pro set now, nobody's going to know who you are. Mm-hmm. Because if you get so complacent to what you did in college or what you did in high school or what you did at whatever prep school you went to, you can be stuck there. Right. But if you get more adapted to a pro set, and learning that, your position ain't always solidified. You're not always going to be in this position. You're going to have to be able to be at the top. Sometimes you got to be at the bottom sometimes. Right. And I think that's one of my biggest things. And, as Mr. Page will put it, got to stop trying to be friends with everybody. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more so me building a rapport than it is me being friends. It's just me letting the guys get a warm and fuzzy on who I am and what I'm here for.
Right. And you guys, you don't just do great stuff on the court. You do a lot of stuff in the community as well. Just kind of talk about some of those things.
We've did countless back to school drives. We actually went to Harbor Point Behavioral Health, and we put on a little clinic for them. Okay. Just shot around, went up and down the court, just to let the kids who aren't as privileged see what basketball looks like, and got a group of wonderful guys that just love giving back. So we're always open to any community service events around the area.
Right. Why is that just so important to you guys?
It's important because, one, this is the only semi-professional basketball team in the Hampton Roads area. And we're trying to stay around so that way we get big enough to a point where everybody in the Hampton Roads area can support us. Right. So in order to be supported, you must support. Right. I don't know if everybody remembers the Virginia Squires was the last big team we had. Team. Right, it was the last big team we had around here. Well, Richmond has Richmond Elite, which is ABA team. Fredericksburg has the Grizzlies, and it doesn't go any further than that. Right. We're the only semi-professional basketball team in the Hampton Roads area. Petersburg has a semi-pro team as well that's in the ECBL, the Petersburg Cavaliers. Right. But we are the only semi-pro team in the area, and we're trying to represent and put on for the 757.
What are some of the things you guys? Because I know it's a struggle having fans come out, and that's even for professional. NBA teams, fans don't really come to the games anymore. What are some of the things you guys do to try to draw fans out?
We do countless things. Flyers. We do let them know that we're doing giveaways. We make certain events at our games. Right.
I think last year you had an Easter celebration for the kids, which is something that my daughter actually took part in.
Okay,
so
that's good.
It's a great thing.
We did a Mother's Day. We did a Father's Day. We actually did at when we played the Augusta Eagles, we did a Cinco de Mayo thing. I wore a sombrero the whole game. Nice. Just reaching out to the different coaches in the area and the people who may still have interest in basketball to be able to come out. And I know a lot of people still may not know who we are, but I think at the end of the day, we're putting our print out there slowly but surely.
What's the expectations for this season?
This season, you can expect a lot of running. It's going to be very electrifying, man. I'm being real honest with you. From what I've been seeing at practice to the hunger I've seen in the guys that we've actually put on this team, it's amazing. Right. Guys are scrappy at practice. Guys are pushing each other. Guys are getting better. Guys are getting in shape. And overall, they're reaching out to the community without us having to even put our stamp on it. Okay. They're like, hey, look, come out to the game. Mm-hmm. And just as well as the rest of the community, but you can see a lot. You can expect a lot of family-oriented things, a lot of community involved things. Or we have have a drum line from Berkeley that's going to be at the first game of the season.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's going to be amazing. We got a Lady Warriors dance team that's going to be out there.
Is that
man.
new?
Yeah, that's new. That's definitely new.
Who's coaching them? You coaching them?
Nah, Miss Jasmine Monroe. She's going to be coaching that team.
Nice.
We really appreciate Jasmine. But man, it's a blessing to see it unfold the way it's unfolding and the way that it's just becoming something of ours. And I think that if people learn to like really come together and support it, we make this thing bigger than a lot of things that's going on in other states.
Right. What's the difference? The biggest difference? Because I know you coach. For those that don't know, you also coach girls at Granby High School too.
Yes, sir.
What's the biggest difference between coaching adults and kids?
The direction. Like I get to yell and curse at my
Yeah, you can't cuss at girls.
I can't cuss at no girls, man. Like I can't do it, No matter how much I try, I just can't. But like, just the sense of direction and the sense of urgency is the biggest difference. I'm more relaxed.
Okay.
Coaching on the men's level, opposed to being coaching girls. I'm the only guy. I didn't have an assistant coach last year, so being the only guy, I got to watch my steps, make sure certain suspect stuff don't look suspect at all, and just watching my steps and backtracking and just making sure teaching the game as a whole. Like once you get to a certain level on the men's side, you don't really have to put emphasis on certain things like you would on the JV girls level, which I love the JV girls level because it really breaks everything that I'm trying to do down, and it teaches me what my flaws would and would not be.
Right.
So, I think that's pretty much the difference in coaching adults and coaching young kids.
And one thing I have heard from multiple coaches that girls, they listen better and they work on their fundamentals a lot more than guys do. You feel the same way?
Nah. And I'm gonna tell you why. See, when you get maybe I'm just speaking off of my first year's experience because this is my first year's coaching girls. But the biggest thing for me was to keep them engaged.
Okay.
Now, while I seen the difference at the end of the season, that's one thing I will say. As with boys, it'll be hard to tell the difference at the end of the season.
Okay.
With girls, you can tell the difference in the end of the season because it started off for me so rocky and so unsure that I started off with 11 girls and ended with 8.
Okay.
And then the 2 games before that, I lost one more. So I literally ended the season with 7 girls.
Wow.
But they were scoring more points.
Right.
They were beating more presses. And people, and I would say they pick up more. But as far as practicing and working on their craft, I think the boys actually work a little harder.
Right. So what's the most rewarding thing about being a coach?
The most rewarding thing about being a coach is seeing their lifestyle change overnight, over time. Mm-hmm. Because, you might run into a girl who has this situation at home or run into a guy that has this situation, and you see that, keeping them engaged in basketball and keeping their mind set on, oh yeah, I got to do this and I got to make sure that this is good so that way I can keep playing. Mm-hmm. That's more rewarding for me to see that they're actually applying themselves through the sport. Now, I know I always teach is one day you're not going to be able to play basketball anymore. Right. So you got to keep the determination where it's at. You got to be determined no matter what. That drives the determination to basketball that whatever coach need me to do, I'll do it.
Right.
So, that's where that saying goes. If you can get her to run through a brick wall for you, you got it made.
What do you? Where have you seen the game of basketball itself grow the most in our area?
I've been watching a lot of beach basketball lately, and I can say that I'm impressed. Mm-hmm. I'm very impressed with how Virginia Beach Public Schools, their basketball programs are really turning for the better.
Looking real good right
very
now.
Good. I was very surprised with First Colonial.
Oh yeah. They made the playoffs this year.
Yeah, Cox was another one that very, very good team.
Cox went on like a 15-game winning streak, something like that this year.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Right. I'm also impressed with how Hampton schools are doing. Mm-hmm. Because here lately, I know they were struggling at one point, but the Phoebus stepped up. Hampton does their thing, and Bethel, they did what they could, and just watching all of those different teams, man, I'm just impressed. But I really love the way that every Norfolk school plays, and I tell people this all the time because I've not seen a more grittier team than a Norfolk team yet.
Right,
I haven't.
Right.
And I can say that from experience, not because I'm coaching at Granby, but because every Norfolk school has the same concept: is play defense as hard as you can,
right,
and then get the offense when you can get the offense.
Got you. So
and I love it.
When you're scouting one of these high school guys, well, maybe you're not looking at them per se in high school, but when you're scouting these younger players, what exactly are you looking for?
As far as like trying to get them to play at the next level.
Well, as a player, like to play for you, like how would they have to fit into your team?
They would have to, one, be in shape.
Mm-hmm.
They body language on the floor is everything.
Right.
And see, one thing about me, I'm not one of those coaches that's just gonna watch you while you're on the bench. I'm watching you while you're on the floor. If I catch it on the bench, then I address it.
Right.
But if I don't, I'm not one of those coaches. But I want to see what your reaction is on the floor. If you miss a shot, are you gonna sprint back on defense?
Okay.
If you get crossed over, are you gonna try to go get the bucket back right then and there?
Body language is a big thing.
Yeah, body language and just your mental. Like I'm watching everything you do mentally.
Okay.
There's certain things on the court I notice on an adult level. Also, coaching is that you pick up different habits when you really observe. You pick up different habits. I pointed out to one of the to our coach at practice when I said he stayed on the same side of the court. He just moved in a circle. He didn't go anywhere.
Gotcha.
And when you can pick up small stuff like that, it's always moving.
Right.
Always moving.
Gotcha. So you say you've been watching a lot of high school basketball lately.
A lot of high school basketball.
Who are some of the guys you've been impressed with the most?
A bunch of names come to mind. Like we have amazing talent in the 757. I tell anybody outside of the 757. Matter of fact, I made a post to one of the LC Bird coaches. I said, ain't no hoopers in the 804, man. I said 757.
I know about that, but
I was picking because I know what's up there. You know what I'm saying? I definitely know what's up there.
But up there too. But yeah, you're right, man. It's some guys. So like I said, who you been impressed with the most?
Zyrell Mitchell from Lake Teller has blown me away.
Absolutely.
And the reason being, and I say that because he played on the state championship team, and he didn't just allow those seniors to leave and that be over.
Right.
He put the team on. I ain't gonna say put the team on his back, but he carried that feeling, that pride,
right?
And he played with it day in and day out. I was very impressed with was this Clarence Rupert from Moore. I love him.
Yep,
I love him.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't give him the credit he should have. And I believe that he's gonna be one of the toughest players to come out of this area.
I love Clarence. I think Clarence is one of the biggest matchup problems in this area.
Indeed.
Hands down. He's a kid, step out and hit it. Actually, Clarence, I remember him from he played at Granby.
Oh, really?
Before he went to Moore, he was at Granby.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's how things work out.
It does, especially in this area.
Right, that's how things work out. But yeah, Clarence is another good one. I'll say Ashley James.
Come on, man. He's been doing that since 10th grade, man.
Right.
He is a natural killer, man. He got that natural killer instinct, and a lot of people don't give him his just due either. But I think that him going into this game, this championship game coming up, I think he's gonna really show his true colors.
Cold, man. I mean, game winner? Hit the game winner, semifinals from half court?
Off the backboard.
That's cold. Off the backboard.
And he called for the ball.
That takes a lot, man.
Yeah, it does, because some people don't step up to that challenge.
Right. And Grand Rising been to the playoffs, the States, in 40 years. I think it's about 30, 40 years. That's a big time. What about the girls' side?
Girls' side.
Because I gotta get to the girls. I talk about the girls too.
Yeah, we do. We gotta talk about the girls. I'm of course Darnell Dozier, man. I love this man's the GOAT. Man's the GOAT, man.
That's my guy right there.
I can't really express enough how this man really forms his program,
right? Absolutely.
And runs it. He don't just let it run itself. He runs the program with. And I ain't gonna say with ease, but it's almost like a relaxed feeling when he's in there. He's not under any pressure.
Right.
And I like the fact that he coaches through everything. Northie girls. Northie girls, definitely tough.
The young talent over there.
Definitely tough. We got to shout out my girls too. I know we did do as great this year, but my Granby girls, I love them, man. We played as hard as we could this year.
Right.
Another team out, Western Branch.
Yeah.
I love Western Branch girls are really nice.
States.
Yep.
Coach Terry, Crystal White, who's been in part of one of my events. I think she made first team, Southeastern District. But yeah, I think I love the girls' side. We're gonna. I know you didn't mention this person, but Isaiah James. I mean, when you talk about Ashley James, you gotta talk about his sister.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
And I actually as far as my picks for Player of the Year, I would actually give it to both of them. Like Isaiah will win for the girls, AJ will win for the boys. Because I think when you look at what they're both doing, you look at Isaiah. Period. She's going to be a transcendent player. And I tell anybody this: when you have she's a 3 size, but she has point guard skills. She's going to be transcendent. She's a sophomore. She's going to be transcendent, hands down. Then Ashley, like I said, AJ, that would be my player. Those would be my 2 player of the year. Zyrell would be in there as well. Sean Walker from Bishop Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
Great player.
Definitely.
I think he's one of the guys when you talk about ceiling. His ceiling is up there. And I honestly don't think we've seen the best of him yet.
Right.
That's just someone I've been watching since his freshman year at Northeastern. He was at Northeastern. He played in my Win the Hoops Classic as a freshman.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Definitely been impressed. Looking at, since we're like basically knee deep in the high school playoffs right now, who do you think has the best shot at winning states in each division?
Right now.
So let's start with 3A. We got Phoebus, Norcom.
I would say because Phoebus got to see John Marshall.
Right.
And I'm not too sure about what Phoebus can do just with having Kyrie do his thing, and that he's a great player. I won't take anything from him, but with having him do that, you gotta look on the backside. We got Leon Gooseby coaching.
Right.
We got Leon Gooseby coaching, man, and it's almost impossible to count Norcom out at any point in time.
Right.
And I'm an Eastern District guy, man. But but it's talent everywhere.
Right.
You got it. Like I said, those for 3A.
So it sounds like we're not gonna have a state champion in 3A. It sounds like you're leaning more towards John Marshall.
No. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I mean, somebody got to beat them. I put it like that.
I would, just being real, I would say John Marshall's definitely the favorite. I mean, John Marshall's good on that's any division. They may be the favorite. If they were playing 5A, 6A, they're a great team.
Yeah.
All right, so what about 4A? We talk about what we have, Lake Taylor, we got Churchland.
Yeah, and Mike big ups to Mike Holland. Hey, one of the first coaches to make it to state championship and coach to a state championship at the same school. I really appreciate what he did. In '94 when he went up there and
right. Yeah, coached in one of my first. Actually, coached in my very first event, my Futures Classic.
Okay,
one of the coaches. So.
Yeah. But also Kenny Brown, man. Hey, good old. Hey, that he coached himself through some stuff, man.
Yes,
defensively, I admire him. I look up to him because he teaches that run and jump and that man offense, that full court man.
Right.
One of the only coaches that does full court man in this area.
No gimmick defense.
Nothing.
They don't play any gimmick.
You get nothing from them. And the thing is, if you want it, you got to work for every basket. But I really believe that. I think Lake Taylor gonna take it home again.
I think they will, because I think the good thing about what happened with Lake Taylor, the fortunate thing for them, they added some key pieces at the right time.
Correct.
So there's really no film on their newer team, and those key pieces were enough to take them over the top. So I would, Coach Mike is my boy at Churchland, but I really don't see. Unless it's a team from the other region, I think Lake Taylor should be right there.
I think one of them teams you had to watch out for, man, is Huguenot in Richmond. They got some height out there.
Last year,
they got some height out, and that was what got Pat. Like, I think they were just bringing those bigs out, and DB was just Darion. He was killing them.
Yep.
He was killing them every chance he got, and I think Huguenot still having that same height puts them at an advantage, and not because I played at Huguenot too, so I'm not gonna be biased, but I think Lake Taylor will take it home.
Gotcha. All right, and we still in 5A, we actually still have to play the region final, so we have Green Run
and more,
and we have Maury playing
Dogfight.
What's your pick in that one? Now, actually, this will actually come out after. This will actually be after the game, but let's go ahead and get your pick for that.
Yeah. If you ask me, to be honest with you, I think Moore gonna take it.
You think Moore gonna take it?
Yeah, and I only say that because Chase, Brian, Clarence, those guys they in sync with each other.
Very balanced team.
Very very balanced, and what it does is it gives each other time to relax and recuperate while they're on the floor.
Right.
Even if they get taken out. Brian is a dog, man. He don't get the credit he need to get, and I'm one to admit it. Every time I see him, the kid is just in attack mode. He's ready to do whatever you got to do to get a basket. Right. He gonna stop you. But I think he's out for redemption for 5A because of what Norfleet did to him last year. So,
right. Why do you think? Talk about recruiting. Why do you think guys like even though they're proven winners, why do you think guys like Chase and Brian aren't receiving more recruiting attention?
To be honest with you, man, I would say just the area. The area's not getting the respect that they should get. Right. But I think, honestly, it's what we do at home. Okay. The type of promoting that we do at home is why these kids aren't getting it.
So we need to be getting more exposure to these kids.
Correct. I agree, and I think that, the avenues should be a lot more open than what they are for the kids in this area, because you're not telling me last year or the year before last, when Oscar Smith had T.J. Taylor, Virginia State was all he could get.
Right.
I don't believe that.
Right. Right.
The same thing with Donald Hicks. I don't believe that Donald Hicks was only supposed to go to Radford. No way.
Right.
It's a heck of a player. Travis. Come on, man. Like we talking about a guy who steals the ball. Not only steals it, hits the shot. Game with a shot in the state championship.
Right. That's
Come
major.
on, man.
That's major.
Yeah. Like there's no way possible.
And then when you're looking at what they're doing in the college level, they're still producing.
Exactly.
They're still producing.
Exactly.
So it's like I feel like Chase is going to be a steal. I think he's going to wind up at a school. It may be Radford, but he's going to be a steal. He's going to produce.
I agree.
Brian is going to produce. I think when you talk about that, but when you talk about that next level prospect, you probably Clarence is probably their next level prospect.
I agree.
6'5", 6'6". But Maury. 5'8", 5. That's tough, man. I really can't even pick. I can't pick a team for that game yet. And honestly, because I think AJ, man, like AJ could go for 40. AJ went for 43 in the first game of the season. He scored 43 in the first game of the season. That's a lot. Who are some of the? Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me go back. You like the new playoff format?
Man. I tell people this all the time. Like I played in the single A, double A, triple A era. Where you might have to end up playing Bethel,
right?
Even if they weren't in your region,
right?
You might have to end up playing a school that's like real far away from here just to get yourself into the state championship,
right.
So for me, I think it gives this sense of entitlement to these players,
right?
It doesn't give them the competitive edge. It really just kind of limits them.
But on the contrary. And you look at it, we went back to the old format. You have a team like Lansdowne who wouldn't have made the playoffs.
I agree.
They're the third seed in 6A. They wouldn't have made the playoffs if we go back. Because basically, you look at it, the top 2 seeds from every region probably would have been your teams that made the quarterfinals.
Correct.
So you look at a team like that, they wouldn't have made it. Lake Teller wouldn't have made it.
But see, and back then, you had to win out your district as well. So
you had a district tournament.
Correct.
Yeah, so you look at some of the stories we get to see now. Norcom, they wouldn't have made it.
No,
they would have been in the Eastern District. They would have been, the 6th seed in the Eastern District?
I think
and
so.
They wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about Dozier. Of course, we talked about Gooseby. Who are some of your other
coaching?
I don't want to say mentors, but some of the
guys I look up to.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, Mike Evans, Kenny Brown, Breon, Craig Breon.
Yes, sir.
I since the day I met that man, he's never let me out of sight. Donnell Hammonds, he don't get none of the respect he should get when he was here.
Okay.
It's one of the guys I really look up to. Just getting into the even if I go towards the girls' side, Kelvin Lawrence over Oscar Smith.
Right, that's my guy. We coached at Craddock together. We won the city championship in track at Craddock.
Oh, okay.
That's my guy.
yeah, man. Kelvin, I call him Pop, man. That's my guy, man. Yeah. If I had to stay on the girls' side of coaching, I look at a lot of what your guy Norcom's doing, man. He's a great coach as well, man.
Coach Chappelle.
Yep. Going back towards the boys, if I had to look at anybody, like I said, if you look at the longevity, something Darren Sanderlin, like my guy, if he don't get the respect he's supposed to have, he got a state championship.
Right.
And he's developed players. We
got some of these guys ain't got nothing. That's a whole nother conversation. But man, D Nice, Darren Sanders, these are good ones.
Yeah, man.
When you were playing, did you ever think you would wind up being a coach?
Z used to tell me this all. Coach Zeno, man, rest in peace to Coach Zeno, man. Like this guy was amazing. You ever asked Larry about him?
Okay.
That guy was amazing, man.
A Church and coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to have us practicing 4:30 in the morning. Larry get the phone call. Church and coach got them guys in the gym 4:30. Larry write that article. Yo.
Come on, Larry.
Look, Z came to practice the next day and was like, who is this guy, Larry Rabumba? Who called him? We was like, I don't even know this man. He was like, if I see anybody talking to him, you cut. I said, what happened? He was like, man, we can't come to practice at 4:30 no more. I was like, what? They showed me that article. I said, get out of here.
Wow.
But at that point, we was peaking. But I think that, honestly, Z told me that a long time. He was like, you pick up things so fast, but you don't put it into perspective when you're on the court. He's like, that's what's stopping you to be a great player. He's like, you're a great shooter. Play good defense.
Right.
but you're not there, son.
Right.
You're not there. He was like, you'll be a hell of a coach.
Right. So you think coaching, like when you see players now, like your JV girls, you like, is that an innate ability to be able to like coach and lead people?
Oh yeah, definitely. I do definitely have that ability. I feel like, once you start teaching and you start seeing, first I realize what type of abilities they have.
Right.
Once you realize what type of abilities that those girls have, then you start your coaching process.
Okay.
Because you have to know what type of offense you can put in. In the beginning of the season, like I said, I picked that job up the Monday before the first game.
Okay.
We got to Norcom. I ain't know nobody's name. I ain't know nobody's number. I couldn't get nobody dressed because I couldn't go in the locker room while they getting dressed. So I said, hey, you take 23, you take 4. I'm talking about you. Everybody was you.
Ball again.
Everybody was you. Hey, you. Hey, you. And once I realized, like, man, I don't know I got one person that can shoot the ball. Okay, I got one person that can handle the ball. I got one person that can rebound. I said, okay, so I'm going to make this work.
Okay.
What I always fail to do as a coach is realize what anybody can do defensively.
Okay.
Because I believe the game is called basketball, and you got to put the ball in the basket to win.
So you more Mike D'Antoni than Greg Popovich, huh?
Yeah. I love and Pop my guy, man.
Coach.
Pop my guy.
Right.
I'm a Spurs fan actually, but I see more of what you can give than what you can take, and I had them in man.
Okay.
And when I tell you, the coach looked at me and said, "Look, I'm gonna call him back. Do your thing. I already know what's going on." I said, "No." I said, "We gonna play, man. You can play. Run your offense. I ain't telling you to blow me out, but run your offense."
Right.
And midway through, I want to say 3 games later, because I played Booker T, and I sat in the 2-3. We went to overtime, and this, now mind you, I've only had these girls for 3 weeks.
Right.
Went to overtime with a team that been together the whole time.
Got you.
Now would I say he outcoached me that game? No. I think what happened was he saw his opportunity and he seized it. The game's tied. I'm making a sub off his timeout. The ref gives his girl the ball. My girl is taking her time to get off the floor. Now, mind you, I don't have basketball players. I have girls who collectively just say, hey, I want to be a part of the basketball team.
Right.
So he was like, throw the ball in. I'm like, run.
Right.
And she's like, what? Just stay.
He did what he supposed to do.
Right. And I respected it. I respected it because, that's a part of coaching. That's something that I knew. If he got possession of the ball, he got rights to whenever the ball go in. So as soon as he threw it in, he called the 6th man.
Right.
Set me up.
Yeah. That's what he supposed to do.
Yeah. And they took it from us, 2-point loss. That was my only, and that was the closest game I had next to the Lake Teller game this year. And I hung in there with Lake Teller. We lost by 13.
Okay.
JV. And like I said, for me to have the type of girls that I had, I'm more proud of them than I am myself, because I know I can teach, but to really put a fire under them and they respond to the call, that made me feel good about myself as well. Okay. But I know it made them feel good on the inside because, they locked me in. Coach ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, right. So has there been talks or any discussion or even thoughts about extending the Warriors out to a girls program?
Actually, there is a Lady Warriors program, and they just pulled. I want to say Miss Raj just pulled them out of the ECBL to go into the ABA. Okay. And Raj used to coach at Phoebus, women's coach.
Oh, they're over on Hampton, the Hampton side. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know you guys.
Well, we're not together. Okay. That's like what she does, and Demetrius has what he does. Okay. But we always show love, man. Okay. This is something we always do. Yeah, she used to coach at
Hampton Christian too, I think. Yeah, she followed me on Facebook. What's up, Coach? My bad, Coach. No disrespect.
How you doing, Coach Ross?
Yeah,
how you doing?
That's what's up, man. So let's talk college basketball. Let's move to college basketball.
Let's
talk about Zion a little bit. Everybody love talk about Zion. The talk now, of course, with the recent injury, a lot of people want to think he should sit out the rest of the season. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it comes down to, he's I ain't gonna call him a grown man, but he's an adult. Right. He's a young man. Mm-hmm. And and the only way to learn is to make mistakes sometimes. Right. Now, if you decide that you want to play, you got to understand the type of risk you're taking, but also you decide you don't want to play, you got to look at how it looks in certain people's eyes. Now, he a ticket, regardless of how anybody look at it. He's on his way. It don't matter which way what he does, whether he plays or not. Right. Somebody wants him. Right. But you just got to you got to take care of yourself first.
So if that was your son,
If that was my son, I would tell my son, "Hey, look, son, you 6'8", 280.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down.
Right.
Come on home. I mean, you can finish your semester at Duke, support the team, wear your collar shirt like you did at Syracuse, and
biggest
do that.
cheerleader out there.
Yeah, but this is what I want you to do: work on your craft, continue to work on your craft, and support that team because you chose to go there.
Right.
But you don't have to risk your body because it's gonna do Duke some justice because Duke will still be there when you go.
Be Duke regardless.
Yeah, Duke will still be there when you go, and you're not getting paid.
Right.
So imagine you go out there one more game, and this time your left shoe blow out.
Right.
And now your right knee messed up. Now both your knees messed up. You a broken commodity. It's like I can't order a big screen TV and come home and the glass broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to send it back to where it came from.
Right. So my thing is this, and a lot of people had questions and problem with LeVar Ball, what he did last year, creating the league and also allowing his kids to play overseas. Is that something that Zion should have thought about doing?
I really believe that he should have. Because they would have paid him money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
they would have paid him way more than what
in the millions.
Any ball brother that go over there he would have got paid way more than that. Now on the LeVar Ball's spectrum of things, I feel that he started something and he should have kept going.
Right.
Because see, we need that. Right. We need something for us for the community
for the fucking I'm gonna cuss for the fucking culture.
That's right,
and that's why I started this podcast. Because I'm like, listen. We need something that's going to speak for what we want to hear, what we want to talk about. LeVar was that for us, but what happened, as you see, even with what I deal with, the media comes, the fans come, the negativity comes, and it's like, you know what? Should I even do this anymore? Is it worth it to do it? But then you see the NBA. All of a sudden, investing more into the G League. Now they have NBA Africa now.
Right.
So was LeVar really off?
Not at all.
No.
Because guess what? Where they can pull them kids from?
What they have to pull them.
They have to pull them somewhere, right? And guess what? If we produce, and we probably the highest as a country, we are the highest producers for athletes.
Thank you.
As far as basketball goes, and even American football.
Right.
So my question is, even with the AFL, the AAF, expand.
Right.
Why does it just have to be the NFL?
Right.
Why does it have to just be the NBA?
Bingo.
I really agree with LeVar Ball. Now, his antics and his promoting is kind of far-fetched to me, but at the same time, who wouldn't put their kid in front of somebody?
Right. And I think, to be honest, I kind of compare LeVar the same way about Trump. Like, I'm not a Trump fan at all.
Correct.
But I think it's just marketing. Like, for them, the stuff that they say is outlandish as it sounds to us, it's marketing for them.
Right.
Trump won a whole presidential election off of free market. He ain't paid for none of that.
Right.
It's free marketing, what people will talk about. So I think they both understand. Again, I don't want nobody to listen and watch this and, he's a Trump. No, not at all. But I understand business, I understand marketing. And those guys are great at that aspect of what they do. What do you think about college players getting paid?
I feel like they should get paid, but here's the thing. And me and a coworker had a conversation about this. How much is a ticket Duke University?
Regular
price ticket.
Regular price, if you can, about $50. If you can. But we're okay. It depends where you're sitting at. So we'll say between $50 and $100, like regular price.
All right.
Now, if you're talking about secondary market price, now you're talking about the thousands. And,
correct.
Right.
Right. And I only referred to the North Carolina Duke game.
$2,500.
Basic price. Now, and I hate to do this, but they Division I schools. Norfolk State Hampton game, floor seat. What you paying?
All right, okay. I get what you're saying, but my thing is this: those prices that you're talking about, secondary market prices.
I agree.
Duke is not getting the money for those tickets.
No, not at all.
They're not getting, but I get what you're saying. So I feel like what you're saying is that the athletes are bringing the attention. They are who people are paying to see.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, but everybody's playing Zion. Who's paying to see the 12th guy on the bench for Duke? So how much does he get?
Exactly. You're absolutely right. But is that money not supposed to go to the program though?
I mean, that's correct. But so when we talk about paying players, it's like, first, do we agree? Yes or no? Second, okay, what's the pay scale? Because on the NBA, we know the best player, that's the contract. They're on the contract. They're going to get the most money. But college, how do we tier the players in college to where, okay, Zion he's an incoming freshman. Correct. He gets $1 million for being an incoming freshman. Well, is that based off high school rankings? Like, what are we basing
and
the
that's
pay on?
and that's good because that's a good point because I feel like this. If you're a red shirt senior and you're on a basketball team, and I'm assuming you're not suiting up.
Right.
If you're not suiting up, you're not getting paid. It's a pay by play.
Right.
That's basically how everything is. NFL games are being paid by what games you play, if I'm not mistaken. But I think that's what it should go by. Your minutes per game. Your role on the team.
So more performance based.
Performance based. Okay. It should be performance based. And the reason why I say this is because guess what? If you can pull a scholarship, you can pull regular money out of somebody's pocket.
Do you think academics should have a part in it?
Absolutely. If it has anything to do with, because in order to play sports, you got to be academically cleared. So if you're not academically, you can get penalized for not having the grades monetarily,
right?
Opposed to just getting snatched off a team,
right?
That'll benefit.
The same thing.
Yeah, correct.
About the same thing. I got you. All right, we're gonna move on to a little bit of. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we move on to our last segment, what do you see the Warriors program within the next maybe 5 to 10 years?
Next 5 years, our plan is to be playing at the Scope.
Okay.
We want
every game.
Every game.
Okay.
We want every game to be at the Scope, man. That's one of our that's on our vision board.
I like that.
That's something that we actually as a staff put together and said, hey, look, we want to get this thing as big as possible. We want everybody from every city in the 757 to say, hey, I'm a Warrior. We Warriors. We're gonna ride this thing out with y'all.
Okay.
We want that to be the base. Right now, we have one of the biggest fan bases in the ECBL.
Okay.
People actually come to our games and then come to see us. Right. Now, teams that's been around in the ECBL for the amount of time that they have been in there, like, the primetime players and stuff, that they have a fan base because their communities uplift them.
Okay.
They support them to the fullest. And that's what we're trying to get around here, man. I understand, a lot of people don't know we're here.
Right.
But we're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sure that everybody who's involved in basketball, whether you in elementary school or whether you at the peak of your college career, I want you to come check a Warriors game out because there's so many different festivities that go on. We do giveaways. We do, a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of great stuff. And we try to get as much as the community involved as possible because it's things that people are in the community that are doing that's not being exposed either, So we can use that platform as a segue to say, hey, this person in North Carolina that may be scouting our game, like, hey, well, what is this?
Right.
The Warriors had going on.
Mutually beneficial.
Right, correct.
Right. So for those that want to find you guys, whether on social media, through a website, where would they look?
You can go on Hampton Roads Warriors Facebook page, and an Instagram page as well, HR15.
Okay.
Another one, I forgot the name of it. I'm tripping because my card is in the car. But I'm the assistant coach.
Okay.
If you need to contact me, my name is Mychael Green. On Facebook, my name is BornBaller757. On Instagram, I'm everything Warriors. Anything you need to find out Warriors, you definitely can find out through me as well. My email address is coachgreen.hamptonroadswarriors@gmail.com.
Right. So listen, if you want to hoop, man, you ain't got no excuses. My man, give me his email, give me his phone number, give me his Facebook. Like we setting you guys up, man. The Hampton Roads, they do some great things. I've been a part of what they've done, like last year, and I've seen them grow, continue to grow, guys. I definitely look forward to watching you grow. But before I let you up out of here, I got to ask you a couple tough ones. All right,
I'm with it.
All right, so we're going to talk about NBA MVP first. Greek Freak or PG?
I'm going Paul George.
You going PG?
Yeah, I got to, man, because he's gracefully aging number one, man.
Right.
And he hasn't stopped yet. He has his foot on the gas, man. He hasn't stopped going. I feel like Giannis ain't giving me 100% of what he got.
You think so?
Nah.
Damn. So what is 100% for Giannis?
I think this is my thing. Giannis is what, 7? What he's 7 feet even, right?
Yeah.
This man is jumping from the free throw line, man.
So what do you want him to do?
I need 60.
You want him a 3-point line?
I need 60. I need 60-point games. I need it.
See, the thing about those 67, that come when you can shoot.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get 30 field goals to get 60-something points. Giannis has to expand his game out.
Right.
So.
Right. And I know everybody would everybody going to say, oh, that was old. But you got to think, Paul George completely broke his ankle.
Yeah, absolutely.
He came back stronger than ever. He came back stronger than Derrick Rose.
Right, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's taller than Derrick Rose. Longer limbs.
Exactly.
All right. MJ or LeBron?
Jordan, man.
Come on,
Don't
come
ever,
on,
don't
man.
ever,
Come on, man. Not the king. Not the king.
He's not. Nah, man.
Not the king.
I get the Mike all day, man. I tell people all the time, you know, it's if you done spent more time in the league than a man and you ain't reached that many points and you just now climbing different types of milestones.
Right.
I get it. Everybody say, "Oh, championships don't determine." But let me tell you something. This man went and won everything he worked for. He didn't cry about his teammates. He didn't say, "I need this person, that person."
Right.
I just feel like Mike was up to any challenge, and LeBron kind of steps away from everything. I don't think he rises to the occasion.
I think LeBron is more so concerned about branding, which is that's not a bad thing.
No,
because he's done some great things off the court.
Yes, sir.
But
yes,
we're talking just strictly on the court. I think. And you hear a lot of players say this when they compare the two, just that dog mentality. LeBron, nobody, and I say this to somebody, nobody's scared of LeBron. LeBron is 6'8", 260, and nobody is scared of him. They mess with him, they do a lot of stuff they wouldn't do with Jordan or Kobe.
And I just watched the Muhammad thing where he got up and pushed him, man.
Yeah.
Mike would have got up and
nobody is touching Mike like that. Nobody is touching Mike like that.
Not so it's
like I think with LeBron, this could be just the times too. Because these guys are playing AAU. They're friends. That competitive nature is gone. But I'm with you, man. I can't really see LeBron over MJ. I think it's just I really, to be honest, I'm a Kobe guy. I don't even see LeBron over Kobe.
No, not a chance.
I don't like basketball skill wise. I think Kobe, the footwork. I mean, Kobe's footwork is amazing. Amazing.
And LeBron is he's just a freight train, man. He's just a heavy body that can get to the best. Because I mean, let's be real. Nobody's standing in front of you because nobody's as big. Nobody's that big.
Right.
Any position you play in, nobody's your size.
Not
moving that
when
fast.
You're going like when you get on the move.
You know, and like I said, a lot of the stuff that he does, man, like that's like for the culture on the court, it's just it's frowned upon in me. Like, now don't get me wrong, like Mike would have never, he's never ever, I'm sure of this. Mike's never overstepped Phil.
Right.
On a coaching board.
Right.
LeBron, I get it. It's a new age of basketball. But you gotta have some type of structure when it comes to, giving a coach a certain type of leeway.
Respecting the coach. Yeah. So you think you feel that way because you're a coach yourself?
I agree. I do. And the reason being is because I've been in a position where a kid has thought he knew something that he didn't.
Right.
And I can admit that we lost the game because of that. But I gave the guy, I said, go ahead. He said, because he kept cutting me off. I said, no, go ahead. I want to see what you got for me. He drew something up. They got out there looking confused. Guy came down, middle of the lane, laid the ball up. Right. Sometimes you gotta let the driver drive.
Bingo.
Gotta let the driver drive, man.
Like I tell people all the time, like I use my daughter as an example. My daughter, she can ask me, is the stove hot? Do I need to until she touched the stove, she won't understand it's hot.
There you go.
Until she touched the stove. So, I definitely get it. Better performer, Michael Jackson or Beyonce?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Is anybody better than Mike? Think anybody touching Mike?
No.
Nobody?
No, not a chance.
Chris Brown? Nobody?
Not a chance.
So who would you put right underneath Mike?
I'm gonna tell you, and you gonna think I'm crazy when I say this. I would either put Prince or Whitney Houston.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't think you're crazy. Because Prince, I've heard, like my dad, he saw Prince.
Prince is like, this is the thing, man. He was appealing to every genre, though. So you had to really like, when his crowd came, he did something to him. Like it was something about his presence,
right?
And he knew it. He was arrogant with it, but for years I would be like, man, Prince, really, Prince?
My man Prince had.
When you heard it, when you listen to the music,
my man Prince had the pants with the ass out.
And it was getting numbers.
Right. Numbers.
Doing numbers.
Basketball, football.
Oh, basketball, man.
You watch football?
I do watch football. I'm an Oakland Raiders fan.
Okay. I see why you would say that. I see why you would say that.
I tried to switch it with Virginia Tech real quick.
Like Virginia Tech. I'm trying to love Virginia Tech. Ain't looking too good as shit.
Right? We just lost Josh. Josh went to Maryland on us.
Everybody.
I hope them guys from down here still going.
That's just at the end of the day, that's just the culture of these young guys, man. They just, something goes wrong, they're gone. They ain't staying around.
The same thing with North Carolina losing Jalik Felton, man. It's about the same.
That's I don't know if I can touch on that, but that's a different situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So top 5 rappers. Who your top 5 all time?
My top 5 rappers all time, I'm gonna go Big.
Okay.
And it's not in no specific order. I'm gonna go Big, Jadakiss,
Okay.
Jay-Z. Big, Jadakiss, Jay-Z. I like Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane. How old are you?
I'm 29. I like BDK, man. I like him.
Got you.
He had it was just his swag, man. You know what I'm saying?
He had the first one with that swag. He definitely brought it out there.
And to my Ghostface.
Ghostface is from Portsmouth. You know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Ghostface from Portsmouth, right? Am I wrong? Is that, I think. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Ghostface from Portsmouth.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, but I like his style of rap, man. You know, there's a lot of other guys under like the newer guys. Like I'm a huge J. Cole fan.
Absolutely.
You know, we go into trap rap. I love Gucci, man.
Okay.
I love him. Like
Gucci.
From 03 to 09.
I love Gucci.
He's the reason why I got in trouble in school.
I love his CEO mentality and how he wasn't scared to put on anybody from like where he's from. Young Thug, like all those guys. And that's what I try to do, like when I started I-64 Sports, even going back to Recruit 757.
Correct.
It was guys from like my neighborhood, like, look, I want to write. Come on. I want to be a photographer. Come on. Yeah. Come on. You just got to work. Right. At the end of the day, you just got to work.
Exactly.
I can't teach you the Virginia Tech way, and I'm just going to use them because I had a couple former interns that went to Tech. But I can't teach you that way to be a journalist or a photographer. My way is get out there, bust your ass. That's the way that I teach you. You know? Yeah. That's why I like that's why I rock with Gucci. Gucci was like, bro, I'm not gonna be Leo Cohen or whatever his name is. Yeah. But if you follow me, you follow my lead, you know, you're gonna be successful like me. Yeah. So I like Gucci. I throw I'll throw Eazy in there. I'm an Eazy fan. I love Eazy.
Yeah.
I love Eazy. I love Ice Cube. I'm like I like West Coast music. Except for Blueface.
I don't know. Yo, Blueface got that BET Uncut music, man. Like, don't nobody know it's out yet.
Don't know what's out. But no, man. Oh my, but no, that's my guy. I like a lot of West Coast music.
Okay.
I saw Cole perform when he first came out. Performed at the Norva.
Okay.
It was hot. Wiz, when Wiz first came out, I love Wiz. But pretty much aligned with you, Jay.
Yeah.
Big Jay fan.
Man.
Pusha, I love Pusha.
Love Pusha. They don't give they don't give him respect he's supposed to have, man. You know, and I tell people all the time, like, you gotta listen to this man. You gotta hear him. You can't just throw the beat and just bob your head. You gotta hear what he's saying. Right. And you know, even the fact that he's from here.
Right.
I listen to everything, all of that stuff. Rafa Kane, all of that stuff he did, and I just was like, wow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't give him even some like J. Cole is one of them rappers that he put out. His mainstream stuff don't match the underground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Truly Yours. I love that mixtape.
Right.
I love it. Like, I will play it till
I still listen to Warm Up.
Yeah.
Still listen to the Warm Up.
The one before Friday Night Lights, right? Yeah, man.
The one that I know it was after the Come Up.
Yeah.
The Warm Up.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain music, like, and you know, it's up and coming rappers that I will say that I occasionally listen to. Like, my son likes Lil Yachty, my 3-year-old. My 3-year-old loves him.
I mean, I was mad that he's 3. I was mad that.
So when I gotta listen to it, I just kind of like, okay, no.
Got you.
But yeah, you know, but the newer guys like your G Herbos and your Lil Pumps and you know all of those guys, and I just be thinking to myself, like, look, even down to Lil Uzi, man, like. What's the purpose behind it?
Right.
Like, what's the music about? What are you really? And sometimes even with like Uzi has like a sad rap, like it's always a story about something sad happening, but then it'll come back to you know some like crunk hype stuff.
And that's what I was going to get into. I think nowadays with kids is this is who they relate to. I think like somebody like Meek, J. Cole, they don't go through that stuff.
Right.
If I'm not living out the hood. Meek, I don't go through what Meek goes through. You know what I'm saying? So I can't relate to that. I can't relate to J. Cole if I'm not trying to go to college or I'm not that kind of person.
Right.
So I think music is more of a feel. I think it's more about feeling.
Yeah.
You know, but when we start talking about like the younger artists, you know what we sound like? Our parents.
Yeah.
Used to complain about who we...
Listen, man.
So that's why I try not to complain about a young artist, you know, unless it's some lighthearted stuff, because I don't want to sound like my parents.
And I listen to a lot of R&B, like old school R&B, man. I listen to a lot of that stuff. Like, I'm a Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, the Commodores. Like, I listen to all that because it's relaxing. I'm it's relaxing. You get your little cup of Martell and you know, sit in the house with nobody in there, just chilling.
You a lover. I'm talking about nobody in there. Yeah,
You know,
right.
just in there.
All right, so what's your favorite time of the year? Winter, let's say winter or summer.
I love the summertime, man, only because, you know, everybody is it seems like everybody's more in tune with each other. Wintertime, everybody's in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the
bad mood.
Yeah. Don't nobody want it's too cold for everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really jumping, but I think summertime it creates more opportunities for people to really get out and explore and have fun and, you know, do different activities and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Better sequel. Next Friday or Rush Hour 2?
Come on, man. Next Friday.
Oh, no, look.
Next Friday.
I'm a Rush Hour guy, man. I'm a Rush Hour guy. I love Rush Hour.
You think any of the first? You think the first one was the best one?
I think Friday was the best one.
First Friday?
Yeah, I think that was the best one. Okay. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the Friday after next was so watered down.
Yeah.
Next Friday was funny only because like the introducing of the new characters. You know, like when they brought Pinky out, man, I cried laughing for days, man.
I got you.
But nah, Rush Hour 2 was good too, though, man. I like, but the first Rush Hour to me was the funnier one.
Right.
It was the funnier one to me. I don't know why, but it just was.
Yeah, that one funny too.
Push the goddamn button.
All right, Coach Green. Well, we thank you for joining us today, man, and we'll definitely love to have you back.
Definitely, anytime.
After winning the championship this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the plan, man. Go down there and play the same team that been winning.
Right.
Primetime players, they've been taking it home.
We're coming for y'all though.
Yeah, definitely. We are, man. And for anybody out there, man, that's watching, that's listening to this, I want y'all to know, man, come out Saturday, March 9th. 3 o'clock, doors open at 2 o'clock, Granby High School. We will be playing the Florence Wildcats. Florence Wildcats had the leading scorer in the league last year. He averaged 50.8 points last year.
And mind you, 24-second shot clock. How many minutes do you guys play?
12 minute quarters.
12 minute quarters.
Excuse me, yeah.
So typical NBA style.
Yep, and this is the thing. He shot so much. I think one game he had 78. He had 78. Yeah, like this not no regular.
Right.
Hey, I called my homeboy around the corner to pick up the ball. This is real guys. I'm talking about Wingate University, South Carolina State, Upstate. All of those guys that played at big time colleges. We got the Hickory Hoyas just signed a guy from Wake Forest.
Okay.
So the thing is, like, I'm playing with VMI. I'm playing with Mount Olive. I'm playing with guys that I know gonna put on for this city, you know.
Right.
And I would love to have more prestige guys. I would. But if you're not gonna give me the same thing that they're giving me, I can't use you.
All right.
You know.
Is there a place you can find a full schedule?
Yeah, you can go to the ECBL website, and look, or you can go to HamptonRoadsWarriors.com.
Okay.
And you definitely will get it. It'll take you straight to the ECBL website where you can actually see other teams. If you're not, you know, in the Virginia area, you can see the Petersburg Cavaliers, or you go to North Carolina, you can see all of the North Carolina teams and the South Carolina teams. Okay. And to my knowledge, don't quote me on this, but they looking to expand.
Okay.
Pretty far up north.
Nice.
The ECBL is a great league, man.
Okay.
We get scouts from China, Germany, you know, Italy, South America, from Canada, all of that stuff, man. So for guys that, like I said, for anybody that's out there that's still looking to play ball or looking to further their horizons with professional basketball, man, talk to me. Come see me. You know, we getting guys right, man. We doing it the right way around here, man. Hampton Roads Warriors. One team in unison. That's our motto.
Good motto. All right, Coach Green, thank you again for joining us, and look forward to talking to you again.
Yes, sir.